Hey everybody, it is Billy at BTUF. I am down here with Ken at Valley Gunman. Been with us since we started this deal. And Ken's going to give us a little insight right now, man. As you know, right now, guns, ammunition, hard to get. And I want to show him this. Can I show him this, Ken, real quick before we get started?
Sure.
Let me show him your case here because I want to show him something. Now, I have never seen this like this before. And I asked you, have you seen this before? And you said, I haven't seen it like that before, right?
No, this is, I've seen panics like this or events that have caused people to be concerned about their gun rights and to rush into the gun stores. But I've got to tell you, this is the most intense one I've ever lived through. Usually it's tied to either a political event, some proposed legislation, maybe a presidential candidate gets elected that people don't favor, but this is something that's new. People are genuinely afraid because it's all unknown to us. It's uncharted territory. We've never seen our elected officials order the shutdown of our cities, never ordered people to stay in their homes, and people just don't know what the end of that looks like.
Yeah. You think that's kind of what people fear, is that like this is going to go on and then eventually crime's going to get to a point where I have to defend myself and my family? I mean, that's really the reasoning, right? I mean,
well, I don't know for sure, but I've put a lot of thought into it, and I think that's certainly part of it. I think another big aspect of it that maybe people don't think about as much is that people are afraid because some of the politicians have used the phrase martial law. Are they going to tell you that you can't exercise your constitutional rights? And they're actually already doing it in some areas. Down in LA, they've closed the gun shops twice, I've read so far. And back in some states, I think New Jersey, they actually shut off the background check system to where people can't go in and purchase firearms because they can't get them cleared through the dealers. They've told the dealers to shut down. And, it rubs a lot of people the wrong way. It scares a lot of people, and it should.
yeah. The thing is, it's, when you look at something like this and you see the gun shelves empty, it's a supplier problem too, right? I mean, you can't just order up, okay, give me give me X amount of guns and X amount of bullets and they'll be here on Wednesday and you guys can pick them up, right? I mean,
right. It's a supplier problem. It's a manufacturer problem. It goes clear back to the raw materials. If people can't get in and collect the raw materials, they can't proceed to the next step, to the next step, to the next step, and actually get product developed, produced, and into our shelves. So as far as what the end result looks like, don't know. I'm not trying to paint a picture of doom and gloom. I don't think it's going to be a long-lived scenario, and I know that the manufacturers and the distributors they're restructuring themselves a bit to try to separate people to control the spread of the virus, but yet still maintain their manufacturing procedures as they can.
yeah.
It's just different. Part of it is just a temporary disruption in the process due to restructuring. Part of it is just the fact that things will be slowed down a bit, and then you've also thrown on top of that the sudden increased demand.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll be tight for a while, but it'll come back. It always does.
Who do you think are the people that are coming in here and buying these like handguns or whatever it is? Are those new gun owners a lot of times, or are those people that have had guns, they just want more?
Seen a lot of new faces.
New faces,
New
people. Yeah.
Most people are coming in here are new buyers. I've got some that several who have purchased from me in the past, but a lot of people I haven't seen before. State of California requires a firearm safety certificate to be able to purchase a firearm, and we've had an unprecedented demand for firearm safety certificates from people who have never had one before.
Wow.
Or trying to get one so they can exercise their rights.
And I would imagine too that they probably, I don't want to say a backlog, but they're probably getting overrun with new gun owners, like even the paperwork part of it, right?
Oh yeah. Although so far the system has stayed up. I've had a couple of problems with the firearm safety certificate system going down, but it was short-lived, temporary.
Yeah. Let's talk about limits too, because kind of like the toilet paper thing, right?
Right.
You can't come in here and let's say you get a case in of 223 you can't give one person that whole case, regardless how much money they got.
I can't sell it to one person, and it's, you know, it goes against everything I believe in as a capitalist. But, you know, we have had to limit ammunition as we can get it, because you've got a lot of shooters out there who genuinely have no ammunition, and everybody needs some. So we try to spread it around as best we can.
Yeah.
But it's, you know, like I said, it's odd times. We haven't seen it quite like this before.
You know, that's the thing. You said that, it's interesting because you're right. For people that are like that do it as a hobby, right? That do gun shooting, whatever it is, whether it's clay shooting or hunting or whatever like that, they're actually having a hard time like doing what they normally do because they're competing with new people that are coming in and panic buying in some ways. Yeah.
Now, on the other side of the coin, a lot of those people who are serious shooters will already have a supply of ammunition on hand, but then if they continue to shoot, they'll deplete that and have trouble replacing it.
Yeah.
But you know, most of those people aren't in immediate need right now, but a lot of the new shooters are coming in, or people who are surprised by the way we're reacting to the virus. A lot of those people have suddenly realized, you know, I don't have what I need to adequately protect myself.
Yeah.
So we're just doing the best we can. All the gun shops across the nation are, to my knowledge, are doing the best we can to accumulate product.
Yeah.
We check our distributors daily, sometimes several times a day, to see what they're getting in new. And I mean, they're getting product. It's just not as fast as we would like.
Yeah. Can people go to is there a place where people can find out, like, if you got, like, let's say you get a new box of shipment in, is there a new way? Like, how can they find out other than just calling here? Or?
No, honestly, the best way is to call us. It's moving faster than we could keep up with it anyway right now. It's not anything I've got the manpower to try to post an inventory on a website.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit hit and miss. We encourage people to call us. Generally, we get we get shipments every day, around the middle of the day, and sometimes we can track them. Some of the distributors are not able to put tracking information up right now, so you know, I don't normally or don't necessarily know what I'm going to have too far ahead of when I get it anymore.
Right.
But that, again, is temporary.
I want to show them one thing before I leave there, because I was just looking behind you. I want to show them, I've never seen this thing. Can I show them your ammunition area right here?
Sure.
Now, because I've never seen this thing like this. This thing's always packed to the tilt, right?
Usually, yeah.
I mean, I don't think I've ever seen it like that. I just noticed that when I was filming you. I was like, man, look behind you, man. It's like, that tells you something. So anyway, well, it's like you said, it's uncharted territory, and we'll all get through this together. And hopefully it's short-lived. Hopefully we can get back to our normal way of life. And yeah, hey, thanks for that interview.
You're welcome.
All right, this is Ken, this is Billy at Be Tough.